All right, everybody. My name is Fausto from Cyber Trading. Let me just get a little chat back if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Just want to do a quick audio check. All right, good, good. Thank you very much, Jacob. Can everybody else hear me loud and clear? Loud and clear? Perfect, perfect. All right. Just get the webcam up and running so you guys can see me loud and see me okay. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. My name is Fausto. I'm the president and founder of Cyber Trading University. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed watching that video. We like to play it because we want you to see the people that they're just like you. They're in the same situation like you. They started like you, and how they actually progressed and be successful. And by the way, every one of you are going to get the opportunity to meet some of these people after we're done for today. Okay. Now I'm going to talk for about an hour. I'm going to teach you the art of trading. And hopefully we're going to get some of you that are going to realize it's not for you, which is good. Then some of you can be like, my God, this is like, I've been looking for this my whole life. And this is the opportunity. So you're going to get that opportunity. So there's going to be two types of people here. They're going to benefit from today's event. And that's who you are. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about, the today's volatility. I'm going to talk about the big earnings session that we're coming up, earnings that are coming out. I'm going to show you the style and art of Cyber Trading University. And then I'm going to invite every single one of you to come into the original online trading room that, obviously is becoming very popular, but the original one, to see and meet the traders and students that we train and see if you could adapt to it. But before I do that and stop wasting anyone's time, including our own, I wanted to making sure you know what the style is and what we're doing here. So let me just tell you a little about Cyber Trading University, and then, I'll get into the education part of it, because I want to get you guys to understand who we are and why you should listen to us, what we're talking about. Because, there's a lot of great presenters out there, but, you have to learn how to adapt to them and see if you like it. And I know we have a lot of traders here that are swing traders, Forex traders, options traders, penny stock traders. But I don't know if you're really making money or not. But honestly, if you're not making money after 30 to 60 days, you probably should change different market careers. So that's hopefully we're going to try to come about. Now, who are we and why we're here? I don't know if anyone here ever listened to us before. It's your first time, or I know we have some students here, but I'm actually one of the original SOS bandits back in the early 90s, actually one of the original day traders. So if you ever read about the old day traders, that's basically who I am. And how I got into the business of trading in the education business is that I failed when it came to trading, because I was 22 years old. What the hell does a 22-year-old know about trading? But the only way to learn, fortunately for me, I live here in New York, and it's the financial capital of the world. So I went out there and I took a job. Now, I didn't want to take a job for the same reason today why people don't like to pay for education, okay? Because it's expensive, and you don't know if it's getting your money's worth, whatever it is. Everybody's like, let me try it. By the way, that's the dumbest mistake that you can make, okay? If I had a doctor that came up to me and says, I don't question he went to med school. I just assume he did. But if I really found out that you could actually become a doctor without going to med school, are you going to go to every doctor you meet? No. So what makes you any different to go out there and think you could actually legally, not legally, but qualify you to trade? So when I've learned on the first day on the job as a trader, I'm telling you right now, what you're about to see today, if you hadn't ever watched me, or maybe it didn't sink in the last time, you're going to realize that you've been trading blind. And if you're going to want to have any opportunity to be successful doing this, you do it right or don't do it at all. That's where it comes down to it. All right. So how Cyber Trading University was born? Well, let me just kind of answer that. I was basically semi-retired by the age of 24. Had my own Porsche, had my own apartment, had everything. But I'm like an entrepreneur. I don't settle down for just, and plus, first of all, it's not healthy for a 24-year-old to be retired. So I was thinking bigger and better. So when I worked at a brokerage firm, back then we had to split our profits with them on top of them running a business in there, charging us for data feed and this and desk fees and all that. And you know what? They deserve it. They made me a six-figure trader. But I wanted to go bigger and better. And the only way I could do that is I had to leave my firm and I had to start my own firm. But I didn't want to get into brokerage business. And because there's a lot of people out there that don't have the opportunity to live in New York and get a job. So I found the internet. So I started one of the very first schools in today's industry to teach people how to trade online. But what I've learned is it's not about teaching you how to be successful. It's about being part of a team and a family. You have to surround yourself with good traders to become very successful. You know what I'm talking about. I say this to every one of my events. How many of you out there went out there and worked for somebody that was a horrible company and you're like, no wonder this company doesn't make any money? The guy's never in office. This guy's sitting there drunk, coming in every day. Nobody's being supervised. Nobody's doing anything. So what we're about to do right here is I want to show you what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. What I get? I got an alert for something here. Something happened. Oh, sound check. I'm working from my home, so I heard my Nest go off. So anyway, I'm going to teach you the art of trading and how to do it successful. I'm going to talk about earnings. I'm going to talk about upcoming trading reports. I'm going to talk about NASDAQ total view. I'm going to talk about tape reading. I'm going to talk about how to control today's volatile markets. Everything in the next hour. And what you're about to learn here, you're going to be shocked, okay? Because trading is just a game. It really is. You just got to know how to play the game, and you got to know how to and trade with others. So what I'm looking for today, and we have almost over 100 people here today. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for somebody to be part of my family. What I mean by that is if you think you have it in you, if you're not finding that you're not that as successful as you like, if you're looking to learn how to do it, then you're definitely going to want to get the opportunity to come in my trading room, and I will give everyone that opportunity once we're done. And hopefully you could be part of it, what we're doing here. So let's go out there and talk about some earning reports. Okay, so we got a lot of earnings coming out. You got Snapchat that came out that did great. All these companies are beating earnings, but like, do you ever wonder why they go where they go? Like, how does that number get there? Who actually is running that stock up? How would you have known to buy it when you should have, and knowing where to sell it when you should have got out? How would you have known that? Like Uber, Snapchat, even today we had a nice little run up in see, just from this chart right here. You're muted by the host. Hold on a second. Did I get muted? Oh, no. Sorry about that. Can everybody hear me okay now? I think I hope double check. Okay. Sorry about that. So you can see from this earnings calendar. Hold on. Let me just move this over here. Okay. So you can see the chat a little bit better. There's a lot of companies coming out with earnings. Look at 200. Just on the 12th, for crying out loud. 27.
Log into your Medicare account and see if you submitted the bill. Or you can just
mic on. Oop, okay. So a lot of companies come out of earnings, and we need to know which one is going to give us the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. Remember, we're just here to make money. That's about it. So which is the best stocks to trade, which are not the best stocks to trade? Well, you could see right here. I mean, there's a lot of stocks that are moving. We're looking for stocks that have action in it. Stocks that are up 50, 70, 100, 600%. We're looking for stocks to short, down 30, down 50, down 80%. We're looking for volatility. The problem is you can't trade every single one of them. You only need one to make a day's pay. That's it. And the only one you need is the one that's going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. So basically, everybody here is going to get the opportunity to come into my live trading room that we actually start at around 8 o'clock in the morning. And then we do live audio broadcasts at 9, and we go all the way up to about 4:30. So let's go back to Workhorse. Okay. So WKH, great earnings. The stock did great. Fabulous. How do you know when to buy Workhorse? How do you know when to sell it? Well, Workhorse went from 16 to 20 in one day. You think about that for a second. If you bought 1,000 shares of that stock, or even 500 shares, stock goes up almost $4. $4 on 1,000 shares is $4,000 on a $16,000 investment. Might be a lot. How about 500 shares? What is that? An $8,000 investment? How about 200 shares? You see, you don't really need a lot of money to make a good, successful career in trading. But how did you know it was going up? How do we know it was continue to go up? It's all about following the smart money. You see, being a good trader is not trying to analyze the stock. That's actually a bad trader. Being a good trader is following the guys who trade the most shares in it. So that's basically what it comes down to it. So let me show you how easy this is. Have any of you guys ever heard of something called NASDAQ Total View? Anybody ever heard of it? Just give me a little chat back in the trading room. Actually, I want to do a quick poll, by the way. All right, let me do a poll. Does any of you here have level 3 quotes? How about that? Let me do that. Anybody here have level 3? Because that's what we call it here at Cyber Trading. All right, I'm going to share this poll with all of you. So it's always cool to be involved in a poll. Why not, right? Would you like to know where you fit with everyone else? All right, give it another second or two. All right, let me end the poll. Let me share the results. So you could see here that close to almost 80% don't have level 3, don't have total view. All right, you ready to fall off your chair? What is it worth to you if I could tell you right now where 70% of where the buyers and sellers are? 70%. Think about that for a second. Who are you to question what Goldman Sachs is doing, what Shearson Lehman's doing, with, whoever it may be, some of the top mutual funds, Blackstone, I mean, wouldn't you want to know what they're buying and selling? How many times do you feel like you bought a stock and like, damn it, did everyone else buy it with me? Or am I only moron that's selling it, losing money on it? You see, you have to learn how to follow the money. So let me explain to you how we follow these orders. Let me get my crayon here. Hold on a second. Okay, so here are your buyers and here are your sellers. That's realistically what you need to see. So what we're looking at is this is not the Fausto platform or my software. Right here, right now, what you're looking at is the floor of the NASDAQ exchange, the electronic market. This is not made up. This is not delayed. This is not some indicator. When you do a trade, it's going to show up right here. And now you're seeing everyone around the world that is trading on the NASDAQ market, putting the order right here. And how we use this data is by seeing who's buying it and who's selling it, as in following the orders. Now, how do we use this data? So anyway, we're looking at, here's a stock, what is this? Carnival Cruise Line, okay? Carnival Cruise Line started this morning and went, well, not this morning, whatever, it was like a day or so, but it went from $17.70 all the way down to $16.50. For some reason, it stopped at $16.50. Why? Why $16.50? Why not 16? Why 7? Why $16.50? Where did that number come from? Oh, it's part of the Greek alphabet. Or listen, you could sit there and you could come up with any excuse you want. The only reason why it stopped at $16.50 is because there was 20 orders out there that made up 98,000 shares. That's correct. 98,000. Now, if you look over here on the buy side, because remember, what makes support levels are buyers. And when you look down here, you're looking for the buyers. See, you don't want to look at the past. You want to look at the future. Could you imagine how wealthy we would be if we had access to the future? Right? Wouldn't that be cool? Like Back to the Future. Remember that? Remember watching Back to the Future and the guy got the comic book or, all the bets and he became a gazillionaire? It's the same thing about here. Well, not as guaranteed, but it'd be nice to know where the orders are. And when you look at this, you're looking at the stock go down and like, wow, that's a lot of orders out there. I mean, I'm not trading 98,000 shares of stock. Somebody's obviously out there looking to buy it. Why would I even question that guy? Because guess what? If you went out there and bought it with them, the stock goes from 1650 to 1720. If you bought 1,000 shares of that stock and you bought it at 1650, and let's just say you sold it at 17, forget about, we're going at 17, 50 cents on 1,000 shares is what? $500. $500 over the course of the year, you're talking about $100,000 salary. Who doesn't want that job that can make $500 an hour? I know it sounds like that sounds too easy. It really is. It really is that simple. But for some reason, people want to make it more complicated than that. I don't get it. All right. Snapchat goes from $42 and it goes all the way up and it stops exactly at $45.36. Didn't even go to $45.50. Stopped exactly. And not only that, there's a 1 minute chart. It did it 1, 2, 3, 4 for 5 minutes. For 5 full minutes, it kept hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. You see, it wasn't resistant from the past. It was the seller of the future that made that stock go down. And if you didn't have a game plan and knew that there were 49,000 shares looking to be sold, because the 200 share seller doesn't affect me, the 600 share seller doesn't scare me, 49,000, that scares me. And if you didn't get out there, guess what? It went from 45.36 all the way down to almost 44 share. You lost almost $1.50 like that in a matter of 30 minutes. Ever happened to you? They're like, how did I not sell it? How did I not have a game plan? What made the stock go down? Resistance didn't make it go down. Sellers made it go down. Okay, well, Kurt has a question here. And by the way, I'm going to answer more questions as we move forward. But Kurt has a question. This is great. If I watch, CCL or Snapchat, but how do I find the stocks when that happens? Well, Kurt, that's a great question. And then we start looking for these stocks at 8 o'clock in the morning here, Eastern Standard Time. So when you come into my trading room, we're going to show you how we find them. That's the easy part. The hard part is hitting the button. The hard part is not getting greedy. That's the hard part. The hard part is knowing how to take a loss. That's the hardest thing to teach. Everything else is easy. Okay. Joe says, hey, good afternoon, Fausto. Can I use this for trading E-mini futures? Absolutely, but you need to use level 4, which I'm not going to talk about today. But if you come into my trading room, I'll show you where to get it. Which, by the way, and I'm glad you brought that up, Joe. Joe, I want to ask everybody a question. What kind of trader is everybody? Let me just do a quick poll right here. Okay, we got some futures options. I'm going to share this with you. So I just want to make everyone know exactly where you all fit with everyone else that's in here. Because what I'm about to tell you right now is really going to let you know why you're successful and why you're not. Okay. Now, I always kind of use like metaphors. Sometimes I get a little crazy by metaphors, but basically I just want to share that. Okay, let me stop and share this all with you. Okay. Share results. Okay. So the thing is this. So now you know where you fit with everyone else. There are two reasons why people fail in trading. Two reasons. First of all, the first reason is they have a mentor, but he's not really good at it. Okay. The second reason that people fail is because they're trying a certain market and they just, they like it, but they're not going anywhere. So let me give everybody an advice. If you're trading options for more than 2 months and you're not making money, you're probably better off quitting right now while you're ahead. You're not making money in futures. You're not making money after 30 to 60 days. You're probably better off quitting and start going looking for another. Not that you're not like getting out of the business. You're still in the business in the market. It's just that, you know what? If you're in construction and you're a plumber, not working out, maybe you should become an electrician. You're still in the industry, right? So same thing with Forex. So if there's any advice I can give anyone here, because people always ask me, could I use this and this and this? Listen, I know a lot of people pay a lot of money for education, or they spend a lot of time learning, or maybe you didn't do any at all. But if you're not successful after 30 to 60 days, you're probably not going to be successful at all. You got no time to waste to work for free. You're better off working at McDonald's for $15 an hour. Okay. Now let's look at this example. American Airlines. What is the trend of American Airlines? Is this stock going up or down? Let me share this with you. Okay. All right, let's do a poll. Mark has a question. What is the best platform for shorting? Well, we showcase a few platforms in our trading room. And, when I show you at the end of this presentation, I'll be happy to share it with you. But they're pretty much all pretty good platforms. As long as it's direct access, you're fine. But I don't work for the brokerage firm, so I don't really, I don't want you to think like, oh, I favor one versus the other. I don't work for them. We work together. I work for you. So anyway, looking at this, I'm going to stop this poll. I'm going to share the results. So if you said the stock was going down, congratulations. You're right. Its stock is going down. You don't really, I don't know why some of you think it's going up. I mean, the stock is clearly trending down. Okay. Now here's a $64,000 question. What is going to make this stock go up? What do we need for the stock to go higher? I mean, is this going to zero? Listen, it could happen. I've seen worse. Okay. But it doesn't go to zero in a straight line. Eventually it's going to come to something. You need buyers. Wow. Look at that. Do you notice that nobody said you need support? Everybody likes to talk about support and resistance. I don't like to talk about support and resistance because support and resistance levels are made to be broken. They get broken all the time. How do they not get broken? Is because what makes a support and resistance is buyers and sellers. So when you look at this, I can see clear as day, I need a buyer. Chart's not going to help me. I can't look at the past. I got to look at the future. So we're going to go hop over here on the on NASDAQ Book Viewer. And I noticed that there is 334 people out there making up 127,000. And there's another 12 people behind that make up 131. It's a lot of buyers. That's a lot of shares right there. I don't know about you, but do I trust this guy over here for 1169? 2,000 shares? I mean, what is going to make more of a support level? The buyer at 1169 or the buyer right here at 1150? What's the rush? Because you ever go out there and do a trade and like, oh man, like why'd I buy it here? I could have bought it 20 cents later, and I would have got a better price. Or how many of you bought it like, damn it, I just sold it. Now the thing goes up. If I just waited just 20 more cents, I would be making a fortune right now. But because I own at this price, I don't know what made it drop at that price and made it go up. Maybe it's me. No, it wasn't you. So you weren't watching them. That's what it was. So look at this. What happened when it came to 1150? Boom, went to 1220. Thank you very much. Let me ask everybody a question. And I always like to say this because, it really resonates with a lot of traders. Do you ever feel like sometimes you buy a stock and as soon as you buy it, it goes down, and when you sell it, it goes up? Anyone have that problem? Anybody have that issue? Deborah, you had that problem? Yeah. Sometimes you feel like Evan, Mike, John, good. You know what? And I always tell everybody, I always bring this up in every one of my events, but I tell them, you know what? The problem is, it's not that they're watching you. Listen, nobody's watching you. The problem is you're not watching them. If you watch them, then you would make better and smarter trading decisions. But if you don't have the right data, how do you expect to be successful? A framer can't be successful without his hammer and nails. Anybody can't, anyone can't be successful without their proper tools and having the right tools and not getting these shortcuts all the time. You got to follow the money. That's where it comes down to it. Well, Robbie, listen, this is all transparent. Now, I'm going to talk about, something else, like about cancel orders and fake orders and everything else. But let's get to this. Where do you all feel resistance levels might be in SRNE? There's 3 numbers there. Where do you think? Let's see how you guys answer this question. Where do you think resistance levels that this stock might hit? Now, it's amazing, but as I'm seeing you guys type, you guys right away, look at that. Not even thinking twice. $7, $7, $7, $7, $7. I don't know where you get $6.95 from, because we're looking for resistance, not support. $7, $7, $7, $7. Wow. Congratulations. You know what? Did you need an indicator to tell you that? Did you need someone on TV to tell you that? Did you need to see an analyst tell you that? Honestly, you figured it out on your own. There's 441,000 shares at $7. You really need something else to say, is that real? Could that really be happening? Could that really be close to, I don't know, $2-3 million worth of stock out there? Is that real? Of course it's real. If you don't believe me, go execute the guy and you tell me if it's real or not. I know you're not going to do that. So anyway, when you look at it and you look at this chart, look what happened. Hit 7, came back down. Hit 7, came back down. You could sit there and analyze all you want. Oh, look, it looks like a bull flag, actually. Oh, it's got a double top. Oh, it might be hitting a triple bottom. Oh, it's got 5 green bars with the wick up, 19 millimeters compared to 2 millimeters. Some of these people, I listen to it, they sound great and they believe their own BS. And unfortunately, there's people out there that believe that BS too. But honestly, I don't believe in BS. I look at facts. I just want to see, hey, where's the money? Where's the seller? You don't got to tell me this. By the way, fellow traders, does that seem hard? Does anyone feel like, is anyone confused? I didn't think so. And then you wonder, like, I was talking to, and I feel bad for this person. He took a class with a company. Somehow he got into options, saved up his whole life, $200,000 in IRA, finally went on his own. And school told him, oh, you can't start trading for at least a year. You got to learn in a year. And I'm like, a year? A year? Like, what is this? What is this? Going back to college? I can't wait a year. You can't wait a year. You get it in 30 days or you don't get it in 30 days. I only spoke for less than an hour. Could you imagine if you gave me 30 days? of showing you this every single day, how much better and smarter you did. This doesn't take a year. It's time to learn how to do it right. You guys are in one of the greatest industries in the world. This industry pays a lot of money. You think there's a mistake when you hear the presidential election? Everyone's always bringing up, oh, the oil companies, the pharmaceutical companies, oh, and coincidental, Wall Street. Why do you think they keep picking on Wall Street? Why do you feel it? Like, because they know we make a lot of money and we have a big influence. This is how this country's been built on, is the stock market. Why do you think people from China and Italy and Australia, they all want to open up and go public in the US market? There's a lot of money in finance. And I don't need to sell you this. That's why we're doing it. I don't need to convince you. And you know what? You might not like them. You might hate them. Gotta respect them. You know, so you do it right or don't do it at all. And the only way to do it is you don't beat them. You join them. How do you join them? You get their platform, use exactly what they do, and you just follow and just get the crumbs. That's all you need. These people are moving 440,000 shares. They're trading 5 million, 30 million orders, one order. They're trading hundreds of thousands of shares. What are you trading? 200, 300, 1,000? You think they really care about what you're doing? You're nothing to them. You think they care like, oh, this guy's got my, listen, I got shut down a couple of times, when I did a couple of presentations. A lot of these brokerage firms don't like that I'm teaching you their style. I don't know if anyone, bought my book. It's published by Wiley, how to beat market makers at their own game. I mean, I came out with the facts and the truth of it. Why not know the facts? But you think they really care? There are hundreds of thousands of people that day trade. There are over 25 million people that trade the markets. 25 million. You think they care about us 100 people out there? Okay, so a few people know their game. All right. Listen, if you can't beat them, you join them. All right, so look at SRNE. Reversed from 7 because of the sellers. And look what ended up happening. Going back to that stock, if you didn't see that order 1, 2 times, look at this. 3, 4, and look, it went right from 7 right back down to 670. Because the big iceberg order out there. That's what it comes down to it. So, anybody know who this guy is? Anybody know who this guy is? Nobody knows who this painter is. Bob Ross. Yeah, there you go. Bob Ross. Forgot his name, Jacob. So anyway, look at this guy with tools that he has. I think he's using all these fancy stuff and so on. And he's so happy. He's such in a good mood. He loves his job. You should love your job. You should be doing it easier, not going out there and making it more complicated. Just got to have the right tools. He's very happy, right, Randy? All right. So let's talk about fake orders. Now, everyone always comes up to me and they says, oh, you know what? I heard about this. How do I know they're real? And this and that. Listen, every one of you, I'm going to invite in my trading room and I'm going to find these orders. You want to think they're fake? Let's use your money and we'll execute the trade. Then if you don't want to do that, then obviously they're real. Now, can somebody cancel an order? Could somebody go out there and, and by the way, I know I have a lot of questions coming in. Let me just repeat it. I have a bunch of instructors that are in here right now. So you could see that they're directly answering your question because we're very limited time here. So I can't answer everybody's question. I'll try, but you could see that we're answering questions as we go along from the staff. Okay. So anyway, regarding about the fake orders, listen, there's only one way to know if an order's fake. You got to know how to read the tape. Now, I'm actually known as a tape reader. That's how I was actually trained. What is a tape reader? Tape reader looks at something called time and sales window. We look at the orders and we see if those orders are getting executed. And now we have them segregated in 2 different colors. If transactions are going off on the ask, it's green. If transactions go off on the bid, they're red. So I mean, it's as simple as that. If people want to buy it, you'll get a lot of greens. If people want to sell, you get a lot of reds. You just got to follow the money, which, by the way, do you know a chart gets its data from the time in sales? So many people don't use time in sales because they're like, oh, it moves too fast. I don't know what I'm looking at. What is it really telling me? Listen, you got to keep asking yourself this question. Who really trained you? Which is, I'm going to ask everybody that question. Okay. I want to ask everybody that question. Who really trained you? Are you self-taught, watching YouTube channels and books? Did you take some paid courses? Do you have a mentor? Let me just out of curiosity, let's see how you guys answer this question. And you know what? It's okay. You could be honest with yourself. You can be honest with yourself. Don't feel shy. Don't be embarrassed. If you can't admit that you have a problem, you'll never make money. You work so hard your whole life. Do you really want to blow up your account? You mean you worked to save your IRA, your 401ks. So when you get older, you're not there to live off it. You're there to build on it. You're not there to take out of it. You're there to you still need to make money. I mean, listen, it's not cheap anymore. Social Security. You really think you could live on Social Security at $1,500 a month? Are you seriously? I blow $1,500 a day. I mean, think about it. You really think you could live on Social Security? You know that. It's worthless. It's like, okay, it's like, paying for a small, cheap apartment, especially live here in New York, where our tax is like $30,000, $40,000 in a house. I mean, it's not cheap living here. I don't know where you are, but you got to know how to play the game. And that's why a lot of you are doing this. So let's look at this. Let's go back to Workhorse. Okay. So going back to Workhorse, we saw resistance levels here for 100,000, right? You see that 1850, 30,000. So in theory, you're going to say, okay, that's definitely resistance. That's the price I want to get out because there's a lot of orders. Now, we see resistance levels get broken all the time. And not only get broken, sometimes they really take off. And you could see right here, Workhorse tested 1850, came back down, 1850, came back down, 1850, came back down. After several hours, it finally went from 1850 to $21. That big seller that we saw obviously got executed. How do we know that? Look at all those orders in green. Green, 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 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,600, 1,000, 3,000. I mean, the guy got executed. Oh, you didn't know that happens? I mean, where do you think you're buying the stock? You see, for you to buy something, you got to go to someone that's selling it, right? Who are you buying it from? You're buying it from a seller. Knowing there was a big seller out there, you had a lot of shares, in theory, you're going to question, like, you know what? I mean, that's a lot of orders. Let somebody else get past it. But if that guy starts getting executed, guess what? That thing had a nice little run right there. That was a pretty substantial buyer. So yes, iceberg orders are made to be broken. And the only way they do is by people buying it from them. Once again, ask yourself this. How many of you here are using a time in sales? How many of you here were trained how to tape read? How many of you here have your default set right? These are the things that you got to look at. So, making a successful career in trading. You really don't need a lot of money to do it. Think about it. Workhorse, 500 shares, 50 cents, 250 bucks. Do that every day, $50,000 salary. You don't need the stock to go from 4 to 14. Look at that. In one day, that stock went from 2 to 14. I don't need 2 to 14. Maybe 50 cents would be good, right? Ever try to just make that instead of kept trying to hit home runs? You see, home runs are made to, you can't make money hitting home runs. You make money hitting base hits. That's how you make money in trading. As you get better at it, then you can worry about the home runs. Because eventually you'll trade more shares and the number keeps going up. So this is what I'm looking to do, everyone. What I'm looking to do today is I'm looking to trained traders to come join our company so we could trade together, make money together. I'm not here to sell you, a newsletter. I'm not looking for people looking for free stuff. That looking to win a car or a computer. I'm looking for people that can help contribute, that love their job, and just have a sense of good listening practices. I'm looking for people that are passionate, that love their job, and maybe if you're not making money and you still love it, I'm looking for those people. But to do that, I want to invite you all to come into my trading room for 1 week. And the reason why 1 week and not 30 days, because you only need 1 day to see the real truth of day trading. Because if you become a good day trader, you'll be a great swing trader and you'll be a phenomenal options trader. But it all starts there. But the thing is this, I don't want you to look at me or my instructors, anyone else. I want you, 2 things: judge us on our losers and see if our students are making money doing it. I had somebody the other day ask me, hey, Fausto, could I look at your trades and whatever? Just sure you could. Come in my trading room. Come in my trading room. You'll see but don't look at my orders. Look at theirs. Look what they traded. Let's see what they make money. Listen, I'm a 12-time world champion. Okay. And I'm not here being very cocky or very greedy, in my industry. I beat every single school I went up against. Actually, I would have been a 25-time world champion. Half the people didn't even show up because they're embarrassed. God forbid they lose. Imagine somebody going up that has a successful company and they lose. But that's okay. But the thing is this, I finally came to the conclusion, as I tell everybody, that doesn't make you money. Tiger Woods, great golfer. He's probably a horrible teacher. Oh, he's great. He must be able to teach me how I could do it. He's got his own coaches. Okay. Look, anyone here follow sports? There's some great athletes that come out of college. And you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then they come in, they're like horrible. It's not that they were horrible. They had bad coaching. They're like the guy who had everything. He had the great body. He had the great arm strength, everything. What made him fail? Coaching. It's all about coaching. If you're not being coached and mentored, you really have a very slim chance of succeeding. And if you're not surrounding yourself with a good staff and good follow-ups and good technology, it's very hard to succeed in this. So I want you guys all to see this live. And this is what I'm asking for. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from. I know it's a free event. I know some of you just want to try it out. This is what I need to do. I need $9 from you. $9 is a application fee to Cybertrain University to let us know if you're a real person. And this is it. After 9 days, after a week, if you're not satisfied, we'll give you the $9 back. Honestly, just listen, I really need you $9. I am looking for people that I could teach to be a 6-figure trader. If I could teach you to be a 6-figure trader, I'll probably make several thousand working with you. Okay. But this is what you're going to get for $9. You're going to get our live trading room for a week. You're going to get 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list, your own personal education advisor, a weekly Q&A trading session, 100 hours of recordings, a crash course on day trading, and as a bonus, if you register right now, you will get a free coaching class with me personally. Now, all for $9. Now, some people look at it like, what's the catch? The catch is, if you're qualified, we're going to make a lot of money together. The catch is not the catch for you. The catch is for me. I'm hoping that some of you here are qualified enough to be part of my team. And guess what? When we talk, I might just tell you point blank, you might not like what you hear. I might tell you, listen, you're really not qualified to trade. You're better off going back and looking for a stockbroker. I'm very brash. I'm being very honest with you. I don't have good bedside manners. I just get the job done. So if you're looking for somebody that's going to make you feel good, I'm not the right person. If you're somebody that wants to tell you straight out and be honest with you, then that's why we've been in business for 25 years. And that's why we've been endorsed by more brokerage firms in the industry. Trading is a very big failure rate. Don't go out there and make the mistake that most people do. Go out there and learn and start somewhere. Okay, now with that said, we got the link up there. Just click on the link. Very important, everybody here, that there's going to be there's part of your application. There's going to be a Q&A, a questionnaire. Please fill that out to your best of your knowledge. Be honest. If you're not honest, we're going to know right away, and you're not going to be qualified to be part of CTU. Once again, we're not here to sell you a training program. We're not here to sucker you into some newsletter or something like that. I hate to use that word, but I hear that all the time. I'm looking for people that I could hire and be part of my team. Okay. That's what I'm looking for. So fill that out, get all that good stuff, come into the trading room, meet the people like you, and let's see if we go all make money together. Now, Broderick, you want someone to call you? No, you got to call us. We don't call anybody. All right. But you have your number there. Okay. Just fill it out online. Listen, just go strictly there, fill it out, fill out your Q&A, and we'll take care of it from there. If I join today, could I start next week? Absolutely. That's actually a pretty good idea. If you sign up today, you got to get your eggs together. Listen, there's a couple of introduction videos to tell you what's going to go on. Honestly, when you step into this room, you're going to be lost. So please, you got to talk to your education advisor. You do not want to buy anything we tell you. You're just there to watch. That's it. Okay. Alex, you're more than welcome. Thank you for showing up. Let me just do a couple of shout outs because I got a bunch of registers here. Just a couple of people just registered. So a couple of shout outs. Who we got here? I get so many emails a day. All right. Emily from Los Angeles got your registration. Eric from New York just got your registration. You should probably hear that pinging in the back. Those are the emails coming in. Jeff Logan from Florida got your registration. Any other questions, everyone? Anybody have any other questions? Listen, why would you not want to be part and do trading as a career? You know, what is the worst thing that could happen? You learn something? You think $9 is expensive? Try ignorance. It is such a big failure rate. I've spoken to over 1 million people. After 25 years, I've done presentations. I was in front of thousands of people. I look at these people's faces. They're like starving for education. And then I asked for $9 and they're like, let me think about it. Let me tell you something. If you need to think about it, you shouldn't be trading. You really shouldn't. And even if you're a futures trader or an options trader, whatever, you know what? You might like this better. You might be anti-stock market, like, holy crap, this is actually easier. I mean, do you really care what you do other than making money? It's still, you're in the same industry. Remember I told you earlier, if you're not making money 30 to 60 days on what you're doing, you obviously been doing this too long, and chances are you being very successful is a waste of time. Okay. But it might be pretty easy for you. So what do you have to lose for $9? I'll give you $9 back. I just need to know if you're a real person. You say you are. Nobody's going to invite anybody to go to their college without checking you out first. All right. Because I don't want you to interrupt the room. Another big thing I want to point out is this. When you join Cyber Trading University, which a lot of people like, is you're not going to see 1,000 people in this room. Like I told you, a lot of people don't qualify. We really handpick who we allowed in the room. It's not about the subscriptions. It's not about the trial. It's about, are you a good listener? Can you contribute? And, are you going to follow the diet? That's where it comes down to it. Graham says, how do you get level 3? Graham, pay the $9 and I'll tell you how to get level 3. And most importantly, Go and do all your searches, find it. You probably find your own. You can watch our YouTube channel, whatever it is. By me telling you, I'm actually doing more damage to you and could be responsible. I would feel guilty because you're probably going to get yourself in trouble. Why don't you just pay the $9 instead of paying the $15? Let me show it to you, and then we'll go from there. You know what I'm saying? It's actually cheaper you doing it this way than going out there and buying it through your broker or going to the exchange. Can I use a week when I have time to do so? Example this week. Yes, absolutely, Marco. That's great. You don't got to start immediately. Listen, if you can, it's fresh in your mind, do it immediately. But if you're not ready right now, that's fine. That's fine. Just don't, you could always do it. Just tell your education advisor when you want to start, and we'll start it when that time comes. Okay. Lisa says, I'm done. Well, Lisa, I look forward to teaching you. I'm glad you're there. You're more than welcome, Marco. What if you have a day job? Are you actually going somewhere, or are you actually working from home, Ronnie? Because if you work from home, that's great. Having a day job, listen, some of it's recorded. You could still access it on your phone. We don't trade all day. If you could just get some time, when the market's the most volatile, it's going to help you out. And honestly, what's the ultimate goal? I don't know what you're making at work, but how great would it be if you could make the same salary, or even if more, doing this than what you're doing now? So anyway, a lot of people registering right now. It looks like some of you just basically just got into it. A couple of shout outs. Broderick. Oh, that was you, Howard, from Sugar Land, Texas. I've been there. Beautiful neighbor, beautiful town. I had a radio show in actually Texas. You could see I got the mic right here still. Tomlinson from another person from Texas, Denton, Texas. All right. There you go. Don't tell me I have another Texas here. No, California. Gerard Murray, I got your registration from California. Just reading these out. Jeffrey M. from Oregon. Welcome aboard. James F. Frinner from, but where was that from? From Utah. All right. Any other questions, guys? $9, you got nothing to lose. You're going to trade with a 12-time world champion. You're going to trade with some of the best traders in the industry. You're probably seeing a lot of schools out there. Listen, if you want to learn about dark pools, where do you think those people out there are talking about it? I taught them. You want to learn about high-frequency trades? Where did they learn that? A lot of them are my students and my instructors. Chat rooms, these trading rooms, where do you think they learned it? From me. You want to go to the source. You want to go to the host. Now's your opportunity to do it. You want to know, how did that guy is so good at it? It seems very similar to what Fausto's talking about. Where do you think they learned it? Okay. So is it too late to learn? Absolutely. When you and I die, the stock market would always be here. Don't think you missed anything. Believe it or not, I think you're watching a new wave, especially now that they're saying that the coronavirus, the second wave is going to be worse than the first. Unfortunately, but guess what? There's going to be a great opportunity for us to make a lot of money. A lot of you are probably saying, darn it, I wish I bought in March. My God, Restoration Hardware, at $350, it was at $20. I could have bought NEO at $2. It's at $40. Could have bought Amazon. I mean, you could have so many stocks out there you could have bought for dollars on the money. So you're like, damn, I'm stuck in these airlines. Well, who taught you? You don't do it because you like them. You do it because you're following the money. All right. All right, guys. So I got to go. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to thank the staff for helping us out. Listen, when you register, you're going to get your education advisor. You're going to notice you're going to have access to our portal page. You're going to get access to the trading room. Please, just one very important thing. Do not buy anything that you see in the trading room. You're only there to observe. You actually do more harm than good, okay? All you're there for is to judge us on our losers. You're there to see if other people make money, okay? If they could do it, you could do it, all right? That's how you know you're involved in a good room, all right? You're there to see our customer service. You want to see if we answer you back, okay? We take this very, very seriously. So You take it seriously, we'll take you very seriously. All right. And some of you might say, wow, that was the best $9 I spent. I'm going to go back to my day job. And that could happen. Hopefully not, but that could happen. So I look forward to seeing you all there. All right, guys. Thank you very much. If I don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving. In the meantime, good luck trading. I'll see you all in the trading room.